Benching can be tricky, and according to some, it's not the most optimal when it comes to building your chest. I'm a firm believer in doing what's fun as long as you like it and as long as you're safe and injury-free while you're doing it. So if you're like me and you love the bench press and you want it to blow up, here's what I did that made me go from this to this. Now, obviously, for my more advanced lifters, a lot of these things are going to be more elementary. These things are going to be very basic that you probably already know. This is for more of my younger, newer to the gym type of people. Because believe it or not, I was once in your shoes. Not these ones. The first thing with your bench is your setup. The most important thing, well, maybe not the most important thing, but the most important thing in the setup is to make sure your bench is right down the middle with your bar. The last thing we want is we set up our bench and we get here and now you're on the left side. Another thing, I see a lot of people put the bench too deep. I can't even get under it. This does not work. If you have a logo on your bench, it really helps. But I always try to have the logo or the head part of the bench just slightly past the bar. So like the bar is cutting the head of the bench off. After you get your bench set up, we need to look at the rack.
What did he say?
So the first thing is gonna be your J-hooks. I'll touch a little bit on the safety bars. If you have a spotter, you typically don't need them, but if you're like me and you lift at home because you don't like people, then you need them. J-hooks. These are the funky little small pins on the rack that holds the bar. These, we want to put at a height where we're not fully locked out. So if I was at about 16 on my rack, it'd be too high, but we don't want to be here. We don't want to be too close to our body because that would be, that'd be a rep within itself. So I like to get it where my elbows are slightly bent, so where I have to push a little bit, but I'm not fully locked out. So I can get under the bar here, get it off just fine with a slight little push, and now I'm locked out and ready to go. All right, everything is set up. So now you're like, Frank, how do we bench? Okay, so when it comes to grip, it's different for everybody. Most bars have this fancy little ring that the general rule of thumb, or pinky I should say, is you have your pinky right here. And you bench. That's fine for most people. Now, if you're like me and got a little bit of shoulder mobility issues, it might help to have a closer grip. So you can kind of split the difference. You have your rings, and then you have the side knurling. Find the middle. Get your hands there, lock it out, and press. Now I go even closer. It's more of a tricep focus, I know, but it's what I do. I take my hands, put it on this side knurling here, which is the rough part of the bar. Put my thumb out. You want to walk the bar out, okay? You want it right above you, and this is where you want to be. You want to keep your wrists stacked. Wrists and elbows stacked. We don't want to be here, and we also do not want to be here. I see a lot of people, especially a lot of beginners here, with their wrists back. We want it straight, keeping the elbows locked as well. Then what we're going to do is we're going to pull the bar, keeping our elbows tucked. We don't want to be here, and we also don't want to be here. So we want to be elbows tucked, locking the triceps in, bringing the bar to our chest, and then just pressing back up. What's important with this is getting a big breath and locking it back out. Now you guys may have noticed there's a little bit of space for my back and the bench. That is what is called an arch. Arching is a little bit complicated to explain, and it's a little bit more advanced, and it's good for powerlifting. But the way that you arch, or the way that I arch, is I sit back, lay flat, and then I take my shoulders and walk them up the bench, just about until I create a little arch here, still keeping my butt on the bench. And I don't want to go too far because then my lower back will start to cramp and it's just uncomfortable. And I want to do this while I'm keeping my heels still on the ground. Because if my heels come off the ground, then I start doing a glute bridge instead of a bench. So I'm walking them back and keeping my hands here, okay? Here, keep the big breath, and bench. It's important with the arch too, is to hug your back to the bench. A lot of people I see, as they go on, the arch starts to fade and then they tend to favor one side. So keep that back tight the whole time. Take that scapula and put it down and do the bench. That's all I got for y'all on how to bench. And if you guys like this video, leave a like, comment, do what you gotta do. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know. Tips on how to get a better bench, maybe if you've been doing bench for a while. I plan on making a squat, a deadlift, and some other videos like this. So if you guys have any requests, let me know.